the other commissioners. We're just going to ask about vacations first, if you have any coming up over the summer. Just you got to let us know on that. That is part of the interview process. We need to know that the workers are going to be here to help out. You guys know it's a part-time position.
Yes.
Correct. It could expand, it could contract. Some of it has to do with the weather. If it gets really dry and the grass isn't growing, hey, sorry, we don't need you today, or whatever, that kind of thing. But if it's, keep getting rain like we've been getting, the workload may actually increase. So a little flexibility there, stuff like that. It's hard work. You have to wear pants every day, work boots, right? It's not easy. You're out in the elements most days, so wear sunscreen, hats, that sort of thing. If we hire you, in general, we have about probably 8 to 10 questions we're going to ask you for the interview. Just be yourself, answer honestly. If you don't know an answer, that's okay. We just want a lot of it's just opinion stuff. We want to know how you would react in certain situations, under certain circumstances. Make sense? Anything else before we get them into their private interviews?
I don't think so. I think, the goal here was to bring on someone, like you're saying, to do, not necessarily be here every day of the week, but the understanding that we're looking to potentially train somebody who's interested in coming back next year.
Right.
For sure. Right.
What grades are you guys in?
We're both juniors.
Both juniors in this one? Perfect. Okay, that's great. And the goal is, we'd like to get you back here, and we promote from within also. So if you're here longer, like Brian St. John is he's 21. He's the manager of the crew, but he started when he was 16 years old or something like that. So he's worked his way up now. He manages the whole crew. So if you stick around and you show some leadership and dependability, you get promoted. That's kind of how it works. Good. Okay. So you guys can flip a coin. Whoever wants to go first, unless you had a schedule. Dan?
No, that's fine.
You want to interview first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'd ask the other two folks if you want to hang out in the hallway.
Okay. Thank you.
This thing too. All right, so you are Joe.
Oh, you're last year or the same? Same position. No, same class.
So tell us about any experience you have with landscaping.
I don't really have any job experience, but I do help my dad a lot with garden work and just around the house as well. He's taught me how to cut grass, climb ladders. I've helped him with mulch as well.
Which college you want?
Things like that.
Well, I'm looking at Syracuse, New York. I also
Have you ever repaired any equipment with lawnmowers or anything like that?
Oh, you
So
back there?
repaired equipment.
I went
Okay.
You
So
guys
use a
are in
weed
your
whacker?
house?
Weed whacker?
Yeah. String
Your
trimmer?
house is this thing on,
Go around the edges with a string trimmer?
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
You mean the
In May or something?
thing that cuts
I think
grass?
one house is this one.
So there's a mower,
Alright,
right? But then there's a trimmer that goes around the edges.
To
Oh, yeah.
around
Or
the sidewalks?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
small stuff.
I know how to use it.
Okay. I've heard it called a weed whacker. That's the old term.
Yeah.
People call them string trimmers now, whatever. Everyone call edging mowers, that sort of thing. So you know how to use that. Okay, great. How about tell us some areas of strength. Like, what do you feel you're really good at?
Oh, you like it.
I can work hard. I'm willing to learn a lot. So if you were to tell me to do something, I would try my best at it. And if I was unable to do it or didn't know how, I would try to ask questions. I'm a fast learner as well, so I wouldn't need to ask questions a lot. If I were to ask the first time, I might get it. Yeah, that's my strength.
What about areas you feel you need to work on?
Maybe my knowledge in the area. I don't know too much about it, but I am willing to learn.
And they're hard worker, so that's good. That's actually good if you just want to learn about it. That's good. That's considered a strength.
Yeah, so do you think you're a team player?
I do, yes.
And then like maybe if you can like expand about that, like have you had experiences where you had to work on a team or how has that helped you or something you've done that you had to rely upon a team to get something done?
Well, going back to my yard work with my dad, when we were using the ladders to get things like on the roof, we took turns, like one of us held the ladder to make sure it's safe. We would pass things around as well. So I worked with him a lot.
Okay.
Have you ever taken like the initiative on a project, like become the leader of a project? Could be something small, could be something. Give us an example.
So I had a chemistry project one time about car emissions, like carbon dioxide, and I was with two other people, and we didn't really know where to start. So I took the initiative to like assign tasks, like little tasks, like this person can do this, while I work on this, you know. And just to get like things rolling, so that we have a place to start in order to know where we can finish.
Yeah, that's good. Good priorities. Right. Let's just say there were a conflict with another coworker on the job. Let's say we hire you and you start having a conflict with someone else on the team. What would you do about that?
A conflict? Well, if I saw two other people having a conflict, I would probably try to like approach the situation, but not say anything. I would like to like analyze it first.
Yeah.
To know like what's going on. And if it's.
What if it involves you directly?
If it involves me, like, what do you mean? Like, if they're talking about me or if
you're
they're
not
like.
getting along with someone on the team.
I'm not
You
getting along with
just
someone.
button heads all day and.
I probably wouldn't engage a lot. I would try to mostly avoid them or maybe talk to someone about it.
Sometimes that happens, right? You don't always get along with everyone you work with.
Right.
So you gotta figure out ways to work around it or something. What if the person was being mean to you on a regular basis?
Again, I would try to like avoid them.
Mhm.
Tell someone else about it.
Okay. No, over the years, sometimes we encounter these conflicts with employees. Most of them get along, some of them don't. So I'm just wondering how you would handle that kind of thing. So why did you decide to apply for this job?
Well, I thought it would be a good experience, and well, me and Gage know each other, so we were looking around together.
Okay. I was just going to ask you if you
Yeah,
were buddies in
we
that. Okay.
I thought it would be like a good first job. Like, I thought I'd get a lot of experience. I'd know a lot more about working with others, and
You guys are both from Mendon?
yes,
Okay.
I think so. He might be from Upton.
Oh, okay.
No, you'd have to
Okay,
ask.
you know him from Nipmuc?
Yeah, because Nipmuc, it's a Mendon and Upton school.
Right.
So you'd have. I think he's Mendon. No, he's Mendon.
Did you live here your whole life? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in Mendon. No, not my whole life. I'm actually an immigrant.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm from Lebanon.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
But ever since I've been in the United States, I've been in Mendon. So it's been about 15 years for me. And so I actually just like don't remember living in Lebanon.
Yeah, so you've been pretty much here your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. All right. Any other questions?
I don't think so. I'm just reading through.
Any,
No vacations, you can start.
so you don't have any vacations planned?
That's
No
all.
more vacations planned.
And you're back, you're still in high school, right? So you're not like leaving crazy early.
Yeah, I still have senior year.
It's my worst pair.
Yeah.
Okay, just remembered.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's everything I have. Yeah. Let me just. Yeah.
Okay, and you have no problem, you know, the job requires lifting,
Right.
it's hard work.
Yes.
It's out in the sun, out in the, sometimes rain, right?
That's okay.
It is what it is, it's landscaping, right? So, okay, all
Thank you.
right,
Cool. Yeah.
thanks for your time. All right, good job. Want to send Katie in?
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. All right, you too.
I see, man. So you're a Mendon guy also?
I am,
Lived here your whole life? or-
yeah, or Hopedale for a couple of years and then
Oh, okay.
You didn't go to the rec program or something, did you?
I did.
Your name sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I went to the summer camp actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think why. I gotta text
Kids
now.
else? So what's going?
Yeah.
I had a brother Gunnar, he also went
So
there.
Yeah, okay. I remember that name.
So you went to the beach?
Yeah,
So tell us about landscaping experience that you have.
so I don't have a direct job where I was landscaping, but I do a lot of yard work with my parents. Obviously like mowing the lawn, pulling weeds, stuff like that. So I have a lot of experience just like doing yard work.
What kind of equipment do you use?
So a lot more of the, I'm blanking on the name, sorry. Trimmer.
Yeah,
Um,
string trimmer,
Yeah. And similar equipment,
riding mower? or-
riding mower
Okay.
and push mower.
Hand push mower, okay. All right. So do you maintain their house, your house
Yeah, I
kind of thing?
maintain my house pretty well.
Okay, good. Do you ever do any like, trim any bushes?
Yeah, trim bushes, weed whacker, just keeping everything in shape.
Gotcha. All right. How about, let's see, the questions here. So, tell us about the, as an employee, some areas of strengths. What do you think you're good at?
I think,
How would you be an asset to the team?
I think I'm very disciplined. For example, I go to the gym, I'm very consistent. I'm self-directed, motivated. So I think those are really good areas of strength for me.
Okay. And how about areas you want to improve on?
Time management, I think is a big one that I want to improve on, because sometimes I'm working on one thing too much and then I have to manage other things as well. So I think I just get very centered by looking at one thing. I have to expand more.
Okay. Yes, that can happen, right? Especially if it's something you like to do, right? So let's just say at the job, if we hired you, you had a conflict with another person there. How would you handle that? Like another coworker?
First off, I would talk to them. I would ask why they're feeling that way towards me, and if this feeling continues, I would bring it up to one of the parts employees.
Okay.
It's becoming too much of an issue. But I would talk to them first.
Trying to handle it yourself first, kind of thing. Gotcha. And then talk to the supervisor
If you get that.
or something. Okay. Now, why did you apply for this job and not other jobs? You could work at McDonald's, or why did you want this job?
Well, I think this job gives me good experience with tools, and it really motivates me to become more disciplined, and it's gives me how to get more into yard work and landscaping, and I think it's a good summer job as well, and it really gives me some direction as well.
Okay. Good question.
Yeah. So can you maybe talk about a time that you've had to work on a team to get something done, or where teamwork is important to completing a task?
Well, for example, just a school project, for example. We're in a huge group, we had to work on a project. In this instance, I was the leader and I had to give everybody roles. And so I split up the project into certain roles, and we all collaborated and worked on it together.
And would that also include leadership?
Yeah,
Like leadership abilities and, okay. So you were the group leader. Did you assign yourself or the teacher assigned you?
teacher.
Teacher assigned it to you?
Yeah.
It's because they probably thought you had that leadership potential?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How about equipment? Have you ever worked on any of the yard equipment, like the mowers or the tree
Yeah.
trimmers?
Mowers, trimmers, weed whackers.
What kind of work have you done on them?
Well, for example, cutting the lawn, obviously, and
I mean, like, have you actually fixed the equipment?
I'll fix it.
Yeah, or maintained it?
I haven't dealt with the equipment itself a lot, but I'm willing to learn how to do that.
Okay. All right, well, some people, I grew up fixing that stuff, but that was just me, and other people don't, they just use it kind of thing. That's fine. I guess, but any other questions, Dan?
I don't think so. You're here. Where's your schedule? Which one? You're here all summer. You don't have any like vacations or anything.
No, I
And
don't
you're
know.
still in high school, so you're just back. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm good.
And this is a physical
Yeah.
job,
yeah,
working outdoors and under the sun, wind, rain, right? It's tough physical. It's not an easy job physically.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's it for questions. Then.
Thank you.
So we're going to make a decision very soon, and you'll be hearing back from us one way or the other. Okay. And there's one more applicant we're going to get online with soon. But I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Joe's still
Yeah.
on here. So we're going to make a decision soon, and we'll be in touch one way or the other. But thanks for coming in. Nice meeting you, Joe. Nice meeting you, sir. All right. Take care. You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you. Just, you guys have your email addresses.
Yes.
So that's probably how I will send something out.
Yeah.
So just,
We do
okay.
almost everything.
Whatever's
by
on the
email.
application, just make sure you check it.
Yeah, keep checking your emails, guys, okay? All right, thanks. Take care.
Hopefully today. Let's see. Okay, I get them.
I like both of them, so, I mean, it's good that we
Yeah.
got two decent applications.
This is interesting. The other kid, so that's why I was all confused. I sent him a text and he never responded. So I sent him a text, said, I'm responding to your application. If you're interested, we're booking interviews on Thursday this week, just to clarify whatever, and he never responded, and then he showed up, so.
Okay.
Weird.
Must have got vacation.
I don't know, yeah. And then if I can find this. This is Cage. For some reason, your text went to my dad's number, but you can reach me on this one. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, that was whatever, but I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, they
I
both,
mean, I'm glad you showed up.
yeah, no, I'm glad too. It's
glad
better
you
to
applied.
have more candidates
Yeah.
than
Absolutely.
interview one. So and then the third person, I told I can text him out and say we're ready. I told him I thought I'd be a little later. I think he said he worked with Aiden or somehow it was Aiden's friend. I forget the connection.
So 3,800 to fix the pavers, granted, dig up the swell and fill it with stone.
Does he have the other thing? The huge thing I need is the price for the railings, because that's kind of where we're stuck. I don't
That's how
want.
we need that. All right.
No, why don't we? It's part of the bid, but I want we need that invoice so I know how much money is left after we pay it. So if he happens to know what that total will be, that would be super helpful. Like whatever has to get marked up and everything, but. With 3,800, it's nothing. We can afford that. That's no problem. But I was waiting to order all the tables and chairs because I didn't want to spend money we didn't have. Or pay it out of an account and then find out there's money left in the beach account that we're, going to walk away from.
Yeah, we don't want to overspend you.
So,
All right, I just texted him.
so 3,800, let me write this in the minutes actually. So he said 3,800 for the ramp, to clean up that spot and to fix up the ramp.
Right. Yep.
And I briefly talked to Lenny. Do you know Lenny Morgante? He's in the fire department. He's one of the brothers.
I probably wouldn't know him to see him.
He,
I'm
I
good-
guess,
I'm good with faces.
yeah. He's the one that's kind of in charge of the cistern. So the chief told me to talk to him. At some point, I'll have him come down. I'd like to figure out a way to clean up that fire hose. Like if we can get some nice brackets to hang it on the fellow, it weighs a ton.
Mhm.
Because I think if it sits on the ground, it won't get mowed. It'll just get
It'll
grown
just get
over.
ruined.
But I think if it can be somewhere
They'll hit it
mounted,
with the
it'll,
string trimmers.
it'll look a little nicer.
Yeah.
But and that might be something too that somebody local can help us like fabricate. Like I think it's going to need a pretty good bracket. I think you were there that day. We were talking about it. It weighs a ton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't envy those guys.
No.
I guess you get a whole crew of them, but you gotta like toss that thing in the lake.
Yeah, you gotta get it out there ways too.
It's gotta be like straight. Well, yeah. So I guess that red thing has floats, so it like sits at the surface and then sucks the water in, but not like the shit from the bottom. He said, Kessler said they're gonna, when we're all done, they're gonna come back and do another like drill
Yeah.
and like make sure it's all still good.
Okay.
I should tell them that they can like spray over the lake. All the kids will think that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a no-brainer to, get that done, fix the ramp up. And then the railings, and then I think I'm just gonna get some metal tables and umbrellas. That was the other thing we gotta do. And then, and then I figured out signage. I'm gonna get another one of those cases, always here, to go on the side of the shack that we can put some stuff in. And then I think like that stand, I don't know if it's in the hallway, like those little stands that you can change out.
Mhm.
I think we'll get some of those and have some nicer signage,
Okay.
and then they should be in
Sounds
good shape.
And again, you can always use Joe Hood if you want.
Yeah, I had talked to him
I
too.
see him all the time.
Maybe I should ask him, the beach entrance sign, I had just done like a yard sign and had printed with the hours on it.
Mhm.
Maybe it's worth getting like a nice sign on the fence. And actually, we had talked about doing like a proper sign inside somewhere.
Right.
Because otherwise, those bronze things are like thousands of dollars. They cast bronze black.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know if we want something more permanent. So we should think about that. We could do like I don't know, would you do like a plaque? Would it go on the outside of the beach house, or where would it go? Like this project completed on Parks Commissioners.
Yeah, you would attach something like that.
That should go in. Right.
Something like that would be on the side of one of the buildings.
Yeah.
Usually it's an engraved plaque. Usually they're pretty nice.
Because he could do it like
The
a
great
wood.
2023 beach renovation.
Right. Well, we like doing, and actually we can spend some of that out of the project budget, because I know CPA, one of the things is CPA is to try and put signs up so people know that like this is your tax dollars at work.
Mhm.
But maybe I should ask him about like the entrance sign, because you could do it and then paint the recess. I'd like to get him to do the stuff in town hall.
Yeah.
Like, for all these offices.
Right. Hey, you want something durable and, I don't want to say like a bronze plaque, but just something heavy duty.
Yeah, for the plaque, I know that playground one was like $2,000.
So do we have Dylan?
This is Dylan, so I can bring him on if we're ready.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
me hit the button here. I believe he'll pop
Sit
up.
up next to you.
Cool. Great. Hi, can you hear us, hopefully?
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Let me find the volume on this. Well, I might be able to put this out of the TV, actually, but
So Dylan, this is a Parks Department job, right? As someone working in the landscaping and maintenance crew, doing lawns, trimming bushes, carrying brush. You'll be wearing pants and boots every day, working out in the elements. Sometimes it's a little rainy, sometimes it's super hot. Obviously, breaks and stuff like that involved, but it's hard work. It's not it's not a fast food restaurant where you're inside a kitchen or doing something else like that. It's outdoors. So just so we're all on the same page with this particular type of job.
Yeah.
So tell us about any experience you have in the landscaping area.
So I know Aiden Morcone. He's one of my good friends. I do some work with him for his company. We cut lawns, we mulch, we do all of that. We do the whole 9 yards. So I've done that with him for a few years now. so I have a decent amount of experience.
So, string trimmers, mowers, mulching, that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
trimming bushes. Okay. Have you ever fixed any of the equipment or maintained it?
No, but I've seen Aiden do some of it briefly.
Okay. Gotcha. So tell us about some of your strengths as a worker.
As a worker, let's see, I am very hardworking, dedicated to what I do. I don't stop unless it's the best. I always put 110% of the effort. I've worked in really hot conditions, rainy conditions. I still give it my all no matter what. Even if I don't get a lot of sleep that night, I still give it my all.
All right, what about some areas you want to work on as a worker?
As a worker, let's see.
Or an employee?
I think sometimes like the heat does get to me sometimes, but that's just like a mental thing that I've been working on, because sometimes I just see the weather, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a hot one, and my attitude drops. But I need to work on, I think, just some mental things really as a worker. Like when I look at things, oh, that's a lot of work. Like I look at something like a big yard, oh, that's a lot of work, but it's actually not. So sometimes I overthink.
Okay. That's thank you for being honest. So why are you applying for this instead of some other job?
I think growing up, I had like a passion for landscaping. Like my neighbors across the street would always get their yard done, and I would go and outside with my pretend lawnmower and pretend to mow my own lawn when I was younger. So I think my passion arose from that.
Okay. I used to do the same thing when I was a kid. Got a little rubber band inside of it that made a noise. Tell us about, let's just say you had a coworker that you weren't getting along with. And it was kind of you didn't like going to work every day because of this coworker. How would you handle that situation? They were giving you a hard time.
I would essentially talk to them first and just try and see what the issue is and see if we can find some common ground, because you always don't have to go to the boss first. You can always try and like discuss it between the two people. But if nothing arises from that, then you go to whoever's the bosses, whoever's on top of you guys. So I like to always talk it out rather than go right to someone.
Good strategy there. Let's see. So tell us about a project that you completed, that you were in charge of. It could be something you did in school. It could be something you've done, any of the jobs you've had, anything like that.
Let's see. Last year I'm in college. So last year I was a part of a hall council for one of the dorm buildings that I lived in. And we had to come up with some events for the building and all that so everyone could have a good time. And we came up with this good idea. It was like a field day. So we get a bunch of activities, get the whole school involved. And so something that everyone can go outside and hang out, have a good time, have food, play games. And so me and a few other people really orchestrated it. We ran it the day of it. We all had walkie-talkies at separate events, and we each were running our own event, making sure it ran smoothly, checking people in, keeping count.
That's great. That sounds like a great experience. I'm sure you had a little fun there too, right?
It was a lot of fun.
And you get your campus involved, which is even better. So that's wonderful news. Okay. Dan, anything else? Any other questions you have?
Yeah, let's see. After that, I think so. Why did you specifically decide to apply to work for Mendon as opposed to somewhere else?
So as I told you earlier, I'm good friends with Aiden Morcone, and he basically told me about it. He said, yeah, we do this, usually this. He just ran through it. And I thought it would be a good fit because I saw that it wasn't 5 days a week I'm working. It's a few days a week I'm working. And I thought it'd be some good money to make and some good experience of working out, getting in shape, better shape, just meeting new people. I'm all about meeting new people and new experiences. So I thought this would be a great new experience for me.
And are you potentially looking for like in future years? Because I do think one of our goals with this position is potentially to have somebody that can build, potentially to return next summer.
I there's a good chance I could return next summer. I can't confirm that at the moment because I have to take an internship at some point for school. So I'm not sure where on my timeline, if that's next summer, next fall. So I could give you a clear-cut answer in like November, but I
Yeah.
couldn't just right now.
Makes sense. What about summer vacations? Do you have anything coming up?
I have a few. Basically, I'm going away for a week at the end of I think July. I'm gone from like the 20th, which is a Friday, until August 1st. So that's like a week. But besides that, in August 12th, 13th, I go back to school because I'm an RA, so I have to go back for training. So I have like a month and a few weeks that I could work.
Anything else, Dan?
No, I think that's the big stuff. Let's see. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you dialing in here and joining us.
Of course.
Yeah, I know I didn't give you a whole lot of notice, but anyway, appreciate it. Appreciate your honesty, and we're going to make a decision very soon, and we'll get back to you. Just keep checking
Check
your
your email.
email.
I'll send something out. Yeah.
And Dan
All right,
will send actually sooner rather than later.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Take care.
All right. Oh boy.
All right, so we got 3, which is more than we've had in a long time, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Do you think it's because we changed the landscape, or do you think it's?
well, some of these are, this always happens. We get a lot of like later applicants that come in. I do think, I think that was a really smart thing to rename it. That probably wasn't helping things.
But we maybe plan A didn't work out, and we'll get plan B at this point.
Well, yeah, that too. I know we've
Yeah.
gotten, I think the thing that only makes me a little nervous with him is he's kind of got a limited window that he can work.
Limited window, and
He's out August
We're
11th.
looking for someone coming up through the ranks. So the other 2 candidates, although maybe less experienced than him, I think they have some more potential to grow with us. Out of the 2 that came in earlier, I definitely like Gage better. I just thought he was on it with the answers. He communicated with you, which is key. That's a big plus. He has more experience, it seems like, although no professional experience. Sounds like he's done more with his lawn. He seemed more like a leader. He seemed more engaging and more in tune with what the job actually requires. That's what I thought in a nutshell.
Just pull up. The only thing that I thought that might be interesting, and I don't know if we can swing it, should we
Hire both.
consider hiring both of them and
Yeah.
splitting the hours? I know both of them are pretty green, but could they potentially develop, certainly I don't think either of them would be prepared to run the crew next year, so we're gonna have to address that. But nobody's gonna come in cold as a 16-year-old to run the crew, so.
Yeah. We
'Cause
could
like
if we have enough hours for him.
If we look
Uh,
at fiscal, I don't even know. Let me just double check accounts master. It's hard because especially getting into August, you don't necessarily need a full, huge crew, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
if you look at
3 is
other things we could do, like there's a never-ending list of things other than.
yeah. Well, there's other weird projects where you could just say, hey, come down to the beach today
Do
and
this today.
Help
go over
us.
here, clean out the basement of the
Right.
beach house.
maintenance
there's-
wages is 31.5. So FY 24, 31.5. I gotta plug in the pay rates. Minimum wage is 15. So if we do that, you got Brian, and Brian will be back at school. Chris will be back at school. Aiden theoretically could work later. No, he's 36. Then these 2 new kids. If they did 2 days a week, it's 16.
$16 an hour. Okay.
I would say $15 an hour, 16 hours a week, which is 2 shifts.
Yeah.
We're out of money. Oh no, Brian, this person, so then and then in the fall, we'd have to start over here. So we're down, so if we staff, I mean, here, I can put in the big screen. That would have us at negative 3,000, which is, somebody's out for vacation. That'll probably balance. I don't know if we can necessarily swing both of them versus, here, I just need a bigger screen so I can. I want to do it again with.
Are you trying to give them 16 hours a week?
With 16 hours, it'd be 2 days a week. 24 would be 3 days a week. Just trying to see what we can afford. I mean, that's probably about the maximum. That's all we have in the budget. And that has no raises next year, so it'll be a little tight. I mean, Aiden's been out a little bit for a health issue, which we probably don't need to talk about in the meeting, but so there's a little bit more wiggle room. But it would be good to at least get somebody else and trained up. I mean, we're going to have to probably have a serious conversation
Brian's a senior
with the town going into the fall about what the plan. I mean, I assume at this point we're going to have this DPW study back, and we're going to be sitting down and saying, like, we're going to have a plan moving forwards, and there potentially might need to be a vote at the November town meeting to finance that plan.
Yeah. No, I just
ultimately,
let's just say things stay as is. Brian's going to be a senior next year.
Right. Well,
I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
Aiden may start his own company. So I think we need some new blood in there.
Well, we know Chris is gone. We
is
know Brian next year. And I think we pretty much know Brian's gone because he's going to have to get either a job or an internship.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to get his master's. From talking to him, it sounds like Aiden plans to be around. I think he'd like to get into this. I know he was still talking about public safety stuff. And, I think if this position ever goes, I'm sure he'll apply for it if they try and create a full-time thing.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
That's why I wonder if we should try to get both of them in. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, we could.
What about let's say Cage gets, maybe the other guy works 1 day a week and Cage gets 3 days a week or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Cage is the number one candidate here today. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be not, like when they do the park, that's when you want that equity. Because you can just take them, here's 2 trimmers, go trim.
Right.
So the bigger properties.
Yeah. So like 1 day a week, let's say for the other guy. And,
I mean, I think we could swing even having them two days a week because, like I said, we're going to have to go back to the town in the fall and have a conversation about what we're doing next spring.
Right.
And a $3,000 deficit is not unheard of. I mean, even this is wrong because let's say Brian does return, he won't be able to start work, so we're going to lose probably this whole week. These kids will still be in school until then. So now so I think we probably could hire the 2 of them.
2 days a week.
They'd be about 2 days a week, maybe a little more here and there to cover as needed.
Yep.
It gets them some entry level experience. It gets us, because I think the times when it's just 2 of them, I think they're struggling a little bit. That's a lot.
Right. Okay. So just say 2 days a week minimum, and chances are there'll be more days.
And I think, I think that may take the pressure off Aiden too, who's got a lot of things going on. If he, and then if he wants to take a day off because he wants to do his job, his own thing. Yeah. Now we're not putting the crew in a bad spot.
And you think Chris is Chris a senior also?
Yeah.
I
forget what he told me now. I think he has to go, or is he in a master's program? But I feel like he said he wasn't going to be able to come back, because this would be his last year.
Okay.
I think he's phys ed or physical therapy, something like that.
Yeah. Phys ed, I mean, you
not phys ed, physical. I think
it's
some sort of
therapy.
medical, physical therapy.
Yeah, they require a lot of intern hours.
So I think, and like Brian's going to be an engineer, so he's going to have to go.
Yeah, so get an internship
Do
or
some
get a
actual
job or something.
stuff like that, right?
Right.
So yeah, I would
So I'll make a motion that
just make
we hire,
discuss
you want me to get some Ben?
Page and Joe
Yeah.
Anton.
And Tom.
16 hours pending background check. I'm sure we'll be fine. All right, I will second. And then I assume all in favor.
All right.
And then, yeah, and I think just,
The other guy,
the issue with Dylan, he had an absolute ton of experience, but it sounds like, number one, he can't work a big chunk of the summer.
he's gonna be away.
Um,
It's just not gonna help us with the hours he can
Right.
work and stuff, so. Although I like the kid, he seemed nice,
and I think he can't.
and I'm sure he would like hit the ground running faster
Right.
than these guys would.
Um,
Then we'll let Brian schedule these guys. Maybe he'll have someone on Monday and Tuesdays, someone on Wednesdays and Thursdays, something like that.
Yeah, well, I have to get them set up
When
and
they're doing
then
the big fields.
coordinate with Brian, yeah, and let him, I think that'd be a good opportunity too, to say, you're gonna be in charge of figuring out when these guys can work.
Just try to feed them
Um,
16 hours a week. Then if someone's out, you bring one of them in.
Right.
So. All right.
All right, and then, so,
So we got the other issues with the beach.
yeah, more staffing.
Okay.
So at the beach, we got an application from a girl interested in lifeguarding. She's apparently a friend or somehow she knows Victoria.
Okay.
Her
The beach director.
Yeah, her sister, somehow she knew of her. So I was gonna coordinate with Victoria and see if we could interview her. But I'm wondering if we're comfortable voting to hire her now pending a clean interview. I mean, I don't necessarily think she's gonna have a whole lot of hours, and I mentioned that to Victoria, like, I think, we had 2 kind of tight weeks, and then the schedule opens up with vacations. But I think looking at how things go, even, it's helpful to have a backup. I mean, we have Rachel is working, but
How's
she's
Victoria working?
in a bunch of schools. She's been good. She's been doing lessons. I've kind of turned the schedule over to her to kind of coordinate with all of them.
Mhm.
I mean, like, she had some really good ideas. So like with the swim lessons, something we haven't done before is like a report card. So like when you're done, we don't just tell you your kid passed or failed. We can send you a sheet that says exactly what they
Good,
did or didn't
good.
do.
That's awesome.
And it was like, and your parents love that
That's,
crap.
yeah, it's helpful though. You see
So-
what things they need to
Right.
work on and stuff.
So like that, that's stuff that and that's the things that Alan has done with the camp.
Yeah.
So that we're gonna work on that. So we'll have something to send out.
Awesome. So I'm glad she's working out. So do you want to make a motion then? Or do you want me to about hiring
Yes, I think the motion would be
to hire a beach
to
assistant
hire
/ lifeguard?
this person whose name I can't spell.
Margaret Schmellenberg.
We're not even gonna try. Copy, paste as a lifeguard at, I think it's 16 is what we were starting them at.
Mhm.
Pending interview.
Background check.
So that would be the motion, and then do you second that?
A second. Sure.
And then all in favor. So that's that one, and then we also got an application from Rebecca Dunlevy, who is the younger sister of Rachel, who used to work for us, that's interested in the junior counselor position.
Mhm.
And so I think, looking at how things go, we're actually meeting with her at 2:00. She was away, we couldn't do sooner. Alan and I are going to interview her.
Yeah. If we have funding for it, I'm all in favor of it. I just want to make sure we don't run out of money here or we're running the negative.
Yeah, I mean, the camp is good, and it's more, and we're having a lot of scheduling, a lot of people calling out and having, so. And then the other question, and I don't know if this is something we're okay voting on now, we want to wait. I think I'd like to ask if we're comfortable recommending the promotion of, so there's 2 junior counselors that we had hired that will turn 16 like this week or next week. And the thought was, assuming we feel that they're ready, we could promote them to counselors, which means they go from 13 to 15, which would help Phil, because he's not what he's doing. The regular counselors are working like the normal shifts, and the junior counselors right now are just doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, which are the busier days in the morning. We're not necessarily like treating them as counselors, but I think looking at some of the scheduling things that are coming up, and especially towards the end, we start to lose people. We're going to need more counselors. So it might be better to promote from within than.
Could I just make maybe a blanket motion to allow the beach director to promote as needed, provided funding is available, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Give
I
Alan
was.
some flexibility.
I don't know if we need to vote how that works. If we need to vote on names, I think the commission really has the hiring and firing. I mean, we can have another meeting. I mean, in this case, there's 2 of them.
No, I'm just saying, allow the beach director to, the camp director to promote from within as needed to fill roles and time slots. Pending available
I can't
funds.
log into this. Yeah, I don't know if I think we probably need to formally vote on a name.
Okay.
I want to check the 2 names. Can I set this thing up with this code thing? Because I figured that everybody's like, bank account info and stuff in it. It doesn't save my logins every time I gotta do this. So staff, groups. I mean, I think really these are the only 2 if we're sticking to those kind of age limits, and then we would, potentially we may have to come back and hire more counselors. I'm kind of hoping we're close enough to make it here.
Okay.
Who was the other one? So it was Ava Bryant turns 16. She's on July 11th. Oh, and this Cadence Merzicki.
I mean, it's, we obviously trust Alan to promote the folks that are promotion worthy, I guess.
Yeah.
And have been working hard and showing up and all that stuff.
So I think the motion should be like to hire Rebecca Dunleavy as a junior counselor at 13 an hour, pending an interview.
Yeah.
And a background check.
She's already gone through that, isn't she?
Not yet. We're going to interview her today.
She's gone through the background check that we would have hired her, right?
We haven't even done that. I don't collect the paperwork for the background check till after we hire them.
Oh, I thought we already
checks.
hired her as a junior counselor.
No. So she's the one we just want to hire.
Oh,
and then,
I'm sorry.
And then hire
I had the
Ava Bryant
names
or
confused.
promote Ava Bryant and Cadence Merzicki
Gotcha.
to counselor, pending Alan's recommendation and
Right.
all that.
And the need and finances.
And all that.
Right.
So that would be the motion, and then will you second that?
I'll second that. I'll vote in favor too.
All right. Yeah, I think that should put us in good shape. We're like, it's nuts. And I'll show you the sheet of like our scheduling.
The numbers up, Sam?
Oh yeah, we're getting all these like switches and changes, and like it's crazy, and I'm trying to fill so here, if this I think I updated this chart. I'm gonna put this on Facebook at some point, but so this is the whole summer. Days that are red are full at 90. The days that are yellow are 70 or higher, and green is less than 70.
Okay.
So we're like totally booked. It's insane.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Got some really good trips there.
Yeah, those well, so I don't know if you know this, the movies, it's $2 a ticket. They show like a 3-year-old like children's movie or something.
Yeah.
They do, I think it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's like one showing. It was $1. Now I think it's 2. It's like a really good deal.
I'm just gonna get them over there.
You just gotta go, yeah, and the buses, the bowling, Walnut Hills, I don't know if you ever go there. It's real bowling. It's over on Diamond Hill.
Yeah.
And we basically have the place to ourselves. And we're doing food over there. So we do the lunch there. Arrow, we're still figuring out Arrow. Apparently it's booked. So we either are going to go somewhere else or go in the afternoon.
Is that the one in Bellingham?
That's one in Bellingham. We went to Urban Air, which I think actually AJ's cousin or somebody related to him was the manager there.
Is that the one in Westboro?
Arrow's in Woonsocket.
Okay.
Urban Air is in Bellingham.
Okay.
But Urban Air is more like ropes course stuff, and it wasn't a great fit for the kids. Arrow is more just like a free for all trampoline bounce around, and that was a little bit better because we have a lot of younger kids. I'll have to forward you guys. I don't know if you saw it in one of the Facebook groups. There was a big thread about somebody that brought their kid to the Upton program and felt like it was just not super well organized. I think she's going to send her kid to our program now. But I think that's one of our strengths. I actually think there's times that we're too structured, but it's probably a good thing. Mm-hmm. And I think parents really appreciate that sort of stuff.
So the railings are 20 grand.
20 even or
20,000. So,
all right. So I'll use that number for now. I just want to balance here. Let me pull up the budget sheet and just make sure we can just confirm where
I
we're
just
at.
can't get over that number, but
Well, I think we knew that going in.
I feel like I can fabricate those myself.
Yeah, I don't
for like 6.
remember if I think he is. I think he's custom making them and galvanizing them. And I guess I do think we
And
probably
the installation gets a little weird, because you got to follow the grade of the ramp and all that stuff.
Well, and there was an issue. The railing had a big thing on the front that I think he has to have them chop off because it's going to hit the fence.
Yeah.
But overall, I've been impressed. So right now, we are in the positive $600. Oh yeah, so I have 20,000 as my estimate for the railings. I have the fence number, but there's a remaining amount for Sean's landscaping. So I think Sean is done.
Yeah, should be.
And then we have to return some blocks now. So that should get us, not a lot, but that might be $1,000 back.
Okay.
And so this includes $5,000 for furnishings, $2,000 for the bike rack.
Are these blocks or the pavers or return?
Blocks. I believe there's no pavers left. I think you had to buy some pavers.
You said you had that little wall we need near the house, in the beach house, that mini wall.
Oh, I should ask him to figure out what would be like the materials we need for that.
Yeah. We need to return everything. Geez, why don't we put a wall up there?
It's in the parking lot. Let me price it out. I had to figure out how much is there because if it's less than $1,000 in the end of it, it's be easier to just have Sean move them behind Morrison Drive and we'll store them.
Right. I'd store them up right at the beach again. Buildings or something like that.
I don't like leaving stuff there because it walks and people start leaving those. I have some other pavers that Chris Bashara donated, and I find them strewn about. So I'm gonna use those to do that thing. Stupid vending machine. They weigh so much.
Yeah.
But I think even Highway could do that. Just bring them with the lift and bring them on, over there. Mm-hmm. And I still have to find. He moved the stuff in the corner. I got to find out if they want the pallets back, or I just think Sean said he would take them.
Okay.
I'm tempted to tell him to take them for that Mengen Fest and burn them, but I'm not sure that's what we want. I need to follow up. Speaking of that, so I sent Lonnie a text about the Rock the Block thing. I assume they're going to want to book that whole weekend for setup. I don't know if we need them to formally come talk to Parks. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
So it's happening every year now?
I guess they got enough interest to do it. And maybe, now that he's not a selectman, maybe he has more time. It's the 9th, September 9th. I mean, I thought my only concern that I thought was rough was the parking, and which we tried to tell them was going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
Parking and signage.
Kind of was last year.
Um,
I almost feel like some of that stuff should be in the backfield, or I don't know, or the food truck should be in the backfield, the back lot. Like,
It was the fireworks. They have to secure that whole back of the park. That was what kind of caused it. I mean, I don't know where else you could put the food trucks.
Put 'em right on the lawn.
Could they drive up where that pitching area is?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's really close to the everything going
Put them
on
on the T-ball field.
over there.
Yeah.
That's a thought. Like, and because you get the stage where it was, the beer where it was, the cornhole I thought worked. That was a good spot for you because you're right there.
Yeah.
And then the food trucks are like a little bit away. Yeah.
All you have to do with the cornhole is move it to right field instead of left field.
Yeah.
Like center right field. Just it felt a little like too far away from everything.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would change. If we have any control over that, I don't even know.
Well, I've been talking. So Mark Gomes said he could get us 55-gallon drums, but then I didn't want to bug him too much because everything going on. From Cat, they'll just toss them. But then the town's doing this recycling thing, so they're going to have a dumpster for people to get rid of their old trash barrels because
Right.
I don't understand that. So I already talked to Jack. He's going to set aside any of the ones that are good. So we'll just grab a bunch of them. We can use those when we do these events.
Mhm.
That was the other issue. They need to have a crew, either pay our people, which may only just be Aiden. So I don't know if we, or you need a crew doing trash.
Yeah.
There's a lot during the event that's just driving around emptying trash and checking on bathrooms because that's kind of crappy for the Lonnie or whoever to be dealing with it. I know at one point he was.
Right.
But I thought it was good.
No, it worked out well, and I'm running the cornhole again. I know
Yeah,
Ted Bruce
that
was
went
gonna do
well. I assume they made out. I
that.
think the
We
brothers
made
did
like
well.
$500 on it. It's not a big money maker, but it's better. It's free money, and it's basically
Yeah.
It doesn't cost us anything to run it. I'm getting $500, so.
Well, people like it. That's a really
Yeah.
popular. That's been successful.
And I got to contact the company in Upton. They did one for the Upton Men's Club, but they hired a company to do it.
Oh,
And I guess they advertise it, and they know who all the players are,
so they have.
so they bring in.
Yeah.
We had, I want to say, 30 people play last year. We could get 130.
Yeah.
for fun. If it's advertised correctly, and it's all out of town money. You
Right.
feel me? Like everyone, half the brothers played, so like we're basically
Right.
brothers.
You
It's
pay
like these
yourself. I know.
organizations.
That's half the brothers events.
right.
They all it's an excuse for them to donate
Just
their
like when
money
I was
through an
running
auction.
baseball, I
Yeah.
probably put in $1,000 a year of my own money into baseball, on different events
Yeah.
and stuff.
No. It'll be good to tap into some of that. I mean, I'll have to ask him what the whole plan is for all that. Yeah. And are you going to be around for that brothers, the thing they want to do at the beach
Beat Family Day,
on the 26th?
probably.
I know. I mean, AJ will be. So I'm going to have a show probably that night.
Yeah.
In Bristol Community College. That's down in the Cape, right?
Yes.
So I'll be able to be there, but I'll have to leave.
Bristol.
Bristol, I thought that's what he said.
That is not the Cape.
They find it
That's
where it
more
is.
like Dayton, Rehoboth area.
Okay, but so not all the way on
It's
the
like
Cape.
South. They call it South.
Well, Attleboro, Fall River, New Bedford, Taunton.
It's not South Shore. It's South something.
Yeah.
South Coast.
So I just want to make sure like somebody's there in case.
That's the 26th.
It's the 26th. I mean, I don't know. I think if they get somebody just bring in, even if we just do like a pig roast or something. Because it's way too much for our people to handle with food and.
Yeah. Right.
We can figure out like if there's some stuff left, we could work out and the brothers can buy it at a set price. It's like ice cream, like slush or something. But
Speaking of just jumping back to
Yeah.
cornhole here. Do you know anyone in the Upton Men's Club?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, what's his name? He runs the Shack in baseball. Cats, I think. Greg. Let me look. I always see the guy. I think I went to high school with him. Is this the, I think that's the kid's name.
Greg Katz.
Katzen, something like that. It's not coming up on Facebook now, so I don't remember. There's somebody involved with the Men Up the Youth Baseball.
Yeah.
That's connected.
I just need one person to contact over there in the men's club,
Yeah.
and that way there I can,
Or Rick Porter, I bet.
reporter.
I bet he was involved. I know he's involved with some other stuff. Here, let me look on the website and see if there's like a name. Hmm. I know it's on there. They have a thing on their website, but I'm not even, I think it's just, I don't even know if there's like a contact form here. Because somebody online was trying to contact them before. We should do this for the brothers. This is a good idea. They have like a form on their website that's like a donation request form.
But it's not a 401c3.
Yeah, no, like saying like you need help. Put in a, I need $300 to
Oh,
Sponsor.
for people to get the donation.
asking for. That's something we
Not
could
to
think
give the
about.
donation.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
because it seems like
You know
that's a
what- you know
problem
what
the
I was
brothers are
thinking about
having.
too,
is-
and I thought of it after the brothers meeting, was the trash can return day
Yeah.
in July. There's a lot of elderly folks that can't get their cans over there with them.
Oh, could
If
the brothers?
The brothers could help out with pickup trucks, and I might call Bruce on that.
That might be a nice thing.
Just
You
a nice thing, another nice thing the brothers do for the community.
Yeah, I saw
Like
some.
I would run around with my pickup truck and hit a few houses.
Well, I had said, some lady would post something. And I said, listen, if they're in good shape, like Parks will take them, I'd come get them. And she posted these like really nice totes. And I'm like, listen, you could put those on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody would pay you $100 for
I
those.
think I saw you post.
Like, I'm going to take them myself and flip them. I'm going to start at the trash can black market here or something.
Yeah,
No, that's a good idea. That might be something the brothers, and I think that would be a good way to get their name out there.
yeah. Let's just say people over 60 or older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anybody, if you need help, I mean, I guess, you know what to do, say, if anybody needs help, we'd be willing to do it. We'd really appreciate a donation if you're, we're trying to help the elderly, but we'll take anybody's trash because somebody might say, I'll give you $30, $20 to
Right.
I don't know. But yeah,
I just think it'd be
That's a
fun-
good
a
idea.
good thing to do for the community.
Yeah.
Especially for people that are A, disabled, or
right.
B, over 60, let's say, over 65, and can't physically get them there that day.
Right.
Maybe the car is not even big enough. Who knows?
I know.
Maybe they live in their car.
I think it's hard. I think, there's certainly people in this community. I think that's something we really struggle with where you have, you have land, you have a house, but you don't have assets, you don't have income.
Mhm.
And so then, as taxes go up, it's difficult for people to, afford their home.
Right.
There may be another event. Something came through to Andrew. I haven't followed up yet, too. Have you seen the police are trying to do that bike rodeo? I guess they're trying to do some like bicycle thing. It seemed like a really good idea, but it got rained out. So they wanted to do it the same day as the boat race, like before the boat race in the park. And I don't know why they asked Andrew. And so he sent it to me, and I said to him, I think that's not great. It's kind of conflicting. It really should be a separate event. So I'm at some point I'll reach out to Jack Coffey and just say, hey, are you guys interested? Because that really needs to come to Parks.
Right.
Because they were talking about the tennis courts. I'm not sure we want that in the tennis court. You get tire marks all over that. I think you could set that up in that back parking lot. It would be a way better space to do it. Actually, I really think Clough and Misco is the place.
Mhm.
I wish you could close Taft Ave and do it, but then nobody could get to the beach.
Right.
Because that would be a cool venue.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, maybe you couldn't walk across, but anyway, so we'll see if it goes anywhere, if they were just, I don't know. And I think that's it
Is that
for
it for the
now.
meeting? Because I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I gotta go back and
Got a bunch of stuff
I'm
going on.
surprised
today.
nobody's called me.
So that's it. So we're good to go. Rails will be in tomorrow. I'll take a ride by.
Yeah, I'll go chat with her. I'll give them a heads up that they're coming tomorrow. We can, during lessons, we can just use that other gate. I mean, I assume that he's probably gonna, like, you're not gonna be able to touch them for a little bit because it's gonna like epoxy or something that's gonna set.
Yeah. But it'll look nice with the rails anywhere on the fence.
No, I need to call. I was giving them a few days. I should call them and just say, give us a date. Like, you have to be scheduling this work.
Right. So which we need to schedule everything else.
Right.
Everything
Right.
else revolves around this fence.
Right. Well, the fence is next. He's got to do the fence before.
And I kind of said that to the guys. That
Yeah.
Everything, the driveway, the asphalt, everything revolves around the fence.
And I don't know. When I called him too, he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll pencil you in." Like, I don't understand why this is suddenly such a debacle.
Right.
And somehow I have a feeling it's going to take them, like they can't come and take that fence down and leave it. It's got to all kind of happen pretty quick.
Mhm.
Maybe they can put some posts in behind what's there
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then come back and put the fabric up.
Yep.
I don't know. But
if we have to leave the fence down for a day,
That doesn't end.
fine.
it'd be nice to have it, and it'd really be nice to have it done before we start getting to these events.
Right. Yep.
At least the railing's getting done.
Yeah.
The seniors are coming for an
Let's
event
stay
in a
on
week or
him.
two.
Let's stay on this guy. Just say, it really affects our beach operation. Please give us a date on installation so we can start lining up the other
Yeah, right.
contractors. So, because who are we getting? Harshaw?
Harshaw, I think,
Harshaw.
we got the pricing. So Harshaw can do the,
So but we need to line him up. What if he's booked out 3 weeks, right?
right.
So everything revolves around this fence getting done.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'll do that. All right, yeah, thanks.
All right, that worked out well. I'm glad we get some additional maintenance staff.